Welcome back. I'm Rod Miller, and this is AstroAdventure Weekly. Of course, it's more like AstroAdventure semi-annually at this point, since it's been a pretty busy couple of months for me. But we're back at it, and we do hope you enjoy the show. Now, so far we've looked at several different programs for locating objects and controlling a telescope. Next, I thought we'd look at the ASCOM platform. ASCOM, originally the Astronomy Common Object Module, or model, is a set of software interface standards using Microsoft's component object model technology. The ASCOM standards define a way of writing device drivers for telescopes, CCD cameras, focusers, and observatories that ensure the drivers interoperate with each other and with other non-driver software. So, a standard way of interfacing all our toys together. For example, we can write a script that would check to see if it's dark outside, check our weather station to see if the weather is good, check out a cloud sensor to see if it's clear, open the observatory, point the telescope to one of a list of queued objects, fire up the camera, and start imaging. Now that's a pretty extreme example for automated sky surveys and such. I'm not sure I'm ready to be completely replaced by a piece of software just yet. But the software can help with some of the tasks both for observing and imaging. I do want my dome to track and follow my scope wherever it's pointed, and I don't want to have to keep pushing and nudging the dome every once in a while. I would like to be able to remotely control the whole works on some of our colder Maine winter nights, and I might want to do some unattended imaging on an object that might not even rise until well after I've already set. So, how does this help me, or you? Well, most of the software we've looked at so far supports dome drivers, telescope drivers, focusers, and scripting, all through the ASCOM platform. That leads us to spring, when a young man's fancy turns to observatory building. I know you've probably seen the new SkyShed pod and the Observadome. Well, when I bought my Observadome last summer, they had a couple of spares on the truck. So I actually have two Observadomes, and this year I plan to build a second observatory and to automate both domes so that I can image from the comfort of my recliner in the wintertime. One of the pieces that will let us do that is a Velman K8088 USB interface board. A guy named Pierre Lesvie has written an ASCOM driver for this card that'll let us automate a backyard observatory. So, the standard features include home, park, and follow scope, just about all you need, but in the latest version he also added shutter control. There are relay boards that allow forward and reverse dome, and the sensor is for tracking the dome's position. The whole works can be put together for about $150. The only small drawback over other commercial automation systems is that this controller requires a computer. Well, since I need a computer in my observatory anyway, it's not too much to ask for it to run the scope, the camera, and the dome. Last episode we looked at several CCD imaging options for the budget-minded astrophotographer. This week I thought I'd give you my impression of some of the cameras I actually own. Let's start with the Vesta webcam. Good for lunar and planetary work, it's easy to set up and use, the cost is low, and the processing software for it is basically free. I've really enjoyed using the Vesta on Saturn, Mars, and Jupiter. I don't really do a lot of lunar imaging. Even with other cameras I have at my disposal, it's still a great little planetary camera. The Meade LPI. Honestly, I haven't really used the LPI that much. When I first got it, I tried to use it for long exposure imaging, and between the version 1 software and I guess my own expectations, I just got frustrated with the thing and chucked it in the bottom of my toy box and honestly haven't played with it that much. The DSI Color, my first real imager. Well, not so much. Maybe again it was my expectations, but the camera is not that sensitive, and honestly it's not even that great of a guide camera. I've seen some great images taken with the DSI, and I've taken some pretty good ones myself. But now the DSI Pro, now we're getting somewhere. This camera is a lot more sensitive than the DSI Color, and I've had really good luck using it as a guide camera for my digital Rebel. The one option I would suggest is the flat faceplate for the camera. Get yourself also an inexpensive filter wheel. The setup just seems to feel and work better. The faceplate I got from scopestuff.com and the filter wheel I got from apacheink.com. And the digital Rebel. I love this camera for a whole bunch of reasons. This is an unmodified digital Rebel purchased used off of eBay for less than 600 bucks, which was a great price at the time. I love this camera because my wife can use it for vacation pictures and family photos, and I can still haul it out to the observatory, throw a T-ring on it, and have a blast. This is my very first unretouched picture with the Rebel, a 30-second image taken through a Megres 80 SD2 Achromat. I just slapped that puppy on there, focused as best I could, and held the cable release down while I counted to 30. That was it. I was hooked. This was how imaging was supposed to be. I don't want to have to spend hours processing images just to get something I'm not ashamed to show to people. I'm willing to put in a bit of work, but this was looking pretty good straight out of the box. Again, unprocessed snapshots, stacking images and processing in Photoshop will give you some pretty amazing results with a minimum of hassle. So, next week I think we'll start to look at some software that works with the digital SLR and some other accessories that you might want to look into.